people showed up in Frankfort today with signs ready to protest Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear's handling of the pandemic unemployment claims. But the chance never happened, and some people even ended up walking away with their issues solved. Wave 3 News reporter Mike Fussell explains what happened.
Scribbled in marker, the frustrations were clear.
When you're a single mother and living check to check as it is, to catch up is going to be difficult.
That's why, after nearly 2 months with no results, Misty Gayton organized a protest.
It's a lot of depression going on, stress, anxiety. Then every night, when you do get a chance to kind of forget about it, you get a phone call from the unemployment office, an automated message telling you, you're still in queue. We have not forgot about you. And that just kind of brings it back to the surface because truly they have forgot about us.
The same goes for Kelsey Stewart, whose husband and she both were laid off 3 months ago while she's pregnant.
I'm having a baby in 6 weeks and my maternity leave is not paid for, so we've been living off of my maternity leave money, and it's just starting to get a little stressful.
And just as things were about to kick off with about a dozen others in a similar situation, this happened.
Go get help, man. You'll be done before this is over.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate that.
State Representative Joe Gravis approaching the group, telling them help had been set up, workers to look specifically into their issues.
It's been extremely difficult, and so the governor knows this, and he had this set up today so that he could help people directly.
So protesting turned into processing.
I have gone without my unemployment for 11 weeks. And thank goodness they took care of it today. I'm so grateful.
It went good. I didn't know this was going to happen today. I just was expecting to hold this sign up and just be here for a couple hours and go home. So
Gayton, though, says they're still figuring out her claims.
Conveniently, the hours are 12 to 6, which is when our protest is going on. It's too convenient. I mean, I appreciate it. I mean, it took this to get help, but I don't think it should have took this to get help.
She says she does feel better than when she showed up, but will believe her issues are fixed when she sees the money in her bank account.
Thousands of claims, phone lines tied up, people waiting weeks and months just to try to get some money. Many still don't have any. Sometimes it's hard to visualize the numbers we report, but today that wasn't the case. Wave 3 News reporter Mike Fussell shows us what happened when hundreds of people found out they could talk to a person face to face rather than try to call for help.
The help center here opened up at 9 a.m., but some of the people who were in line say they showed up even hours before that. Just the day before, this sign read 12 to 6, a handful of people getting help early on. But then word got out. It'd be open again longer Wednesday.
It's hectic to get up every morning, check your account, and nothing's there negative.
I was laid off due to the COVID-19, and then I found employment again and then was laid off again.
So people lined up, stretched from the Capitol Education Center, spanning 2 parking lots. So many people showing up, these had to be brought in. And this. Tents put up to provide some shade, but still some think the line wasn't being managed well enough.
It should not be this
Even at Chick-fil-A, they can take your order with a handheld device. Why can't our government do it?
Brianna Glass says she just had a baby and felt like she had to be here for him after weeks of unemployment issues.
It's really hard to have a newborn because I just had him May 17th. But I still need the money. I still need help, paying bills and supporting him.
Her grandmother saying not giving up has meant hours on the phone and tying up the family computer.
What I'm seeing is a long line of people in this state that aren't being served properly.
They're hoping to have the same joy others at the front of the line now have after a day in the sun and their issues solved.
Good, I'm feeling good.
Wonderful. Just to know that I can get things done now.
It's a sense of relief some Kentuckians from across the Commonwealth have traveled hours to find.
Third day in a row, people from all across Kentucky traveled to Frankfort in hopes of getting unemployment issues figured out. It meant another day of lines, stories of both agony and ecstasy as overwhelmed workers get to some people, but not all people. Wave News reporter Mike Fussell was there talking to them as they waited for help.
The line here is full of people wrapping around this building on both sides of it. Now at the Cabinet for Health and Family Services in Frankfort, it's a new location, but one thing remains the same. The lines are long and people are in need of help.
It's been hard. I got bills stacked this high at home, and then I got to move in 2 weeks, and I don't have no money, and I don't have no money or nothing to pay for anything.
I filed in April, and I haven't heard from anybody. I haven't gotten a reply to an email, a phone call, anything like that, and I was hoping to get assistance today.
That was the case Tuesday and Wednesday too, when scores showed up at the state capitol.
They're watching their children go hungry. This shouldn't be happening.
By the end of the second day, Kentucky House Republican leaders say 1,100 people had been served, but 50,000, they say, are still waiting. A statement Thursday by them applauding pop-up assistance, but also reading, quote, "This is the first time that many of these people really need government, and it's failing them." Bashir the day before saying he hears those in need.
So the Education and Workforce Development Cabinet, working with the Labor Cabinet, is working to identify additional times and locations for in-person services.
Now there's a more organized system to help people. Tickets handed out.
This is your ticket in the door. Do not lose your ticket.
Ensuring those who get them would be seen. To those in line 2 days in a row, to say getting a ticket is a relief would be an understatement.
If I could turn the flips, I would turn the flips. Get the ticket.
Down the line, right at the ticket cutoff, people not quite as happy.
There's a lot of us right now that are actually very upset at the fact that it cut off right in front of us.
Some of them trying to get help multiple days in a row or traveling hours.
I know that I'm going to get helped eventually, so I'm glad that at least somebody's being seen and they're actually doing something for somebody.
Not all voicing that same optimism, but many staying in line, hopeful there's something to it. Help will continue at this location again on Friday. In Frankfort, Mike Fussell, Wave 3 News.